Hey there! I've got another very unusual Swiss Army knife to show you from Dave Arnold's collection. This is a Type 1908 soldier's knife, but as you can see it's not typical because it has Wenger's very first shield inlaid in the fiber scales in the front. Now this is a shield that's given as being used by Wenger from 1907 to approximately 1920, but you just see it rarely on their very first officer's knives. And so that's what makes this soldier's knife so very rare, that it has this inlaid shield. So this obviously was some type of a private issue or civilian issue. The Swiss Army never used a soldier's knife with a inlay like that, and it does not have a control stamp. But it's very rare nonetheless. Stefan Schober, who lives in Switzerland, is an expert in Swiss soldiers' knives and officers' knives and has been a very avid collector for many years, has only seen one other example of a soldier's knife with this inlay. So it has to make this knife very rare. By the way, Stefan, sells on eBay some really nice rarities that are in excellent condition. Everything he sells is authentic and in excellent condition. So if you're looking for a very early Swiss type knife, Swiss soldier's knife, Swiss officer's knife, keep an eye on his eBay listings. And the link to his eBay listings is in the description box below. So Dave has never seen one of these before, obviously, but he does have some officer's knives with this shield inlay, and I featured a couple of them. One recently, we call it Black Beauty, had this very first shield inlaid in black scales on an officer's knife with carbon steel blades and tools. I've also featured it in the past on a Tahara branded officer's knife with stainless blades and tools, also from Dave's collection. So let's just take a look at this one, and I'm going to use a nail nick tool to get the screwdriver open because it's a nail buster. By the way, Joe at Messer HQ just sent me this unannounced as a gift all the way from Germany. He saw that I was having a problem with my thumb and sent me a GEC tube cap popper, nail nick tool, cap lifter. It's really cool. I think they just use this right out of the same stuff they make their blade blanks out of. But I really do appreciate that, Joe. I don't use it a lot on camera, but I sure do off camera. It's been very helpful. Check out Joe's channel. He's got great videos. I have a link to his channel below. I just think he does great work and shows a lot of really interesting knives from Europe that we don't see over here. So there's the screwdriver. These are carbon steel tools. Here's the old style cap lifter. Again, pretty typical for a 1908 soldier's knife. Here's the punch. And then finally the blade. And Dave wanted me to polish up this blade, put a new point on it, and sharpen it, so I've done that for him. I have refurbished this knife. If I didn't mention that, I'll put a slideshow at the end of before and after pictures. But I wanted to show you the tang stamp. It reads Wenger Delamont. Now, typically on Wenger soldier's knives, any knife with that tang stamp would be post-1921. Here's a Wenger soldier's knife, a Type 1908, pre-1915 because it has the first type control stamp. But before 1921 on their soldier's knives, Wenger had this tang stamp, Wenger and Company. So I don't know if that means this knife is 1921 or later. It could, but I've also seen Wenger Delamont used earlier on some of Wenger's early officer's knives, so it's a little hard to tell just from that. So there's a look at a very rare Type 1908 Swiss soldier's knife from Wenger with their very first shield typically used on officer's knives. Here comes the slideshow. Thanks for watching and have fun collecting.